Hey, what is going on, people? This is Zelda Tenchi, and I am back once again for another TMNT Rant Rave Review on this week's episode entitled The Enemy of My Enemy. So it starts out with the Turtles staking out TCRI, trying to see what the Krang are up to. It turns out that the Krang are planning on bringing a scouter ship from Dimension X to Earth to track down the Turtles, right? Karai gets a hold of this because she sneaks up on them. And she finds out about the upcoming invasion. So, after experiencing firsthand, almost getting blasted by the Krang, by their scouter ship that looks like a flying saucer with tentacles and an eye, she tells the Shredder, she tells her father, but he don't want to hear it, right? And she's like, they've got all this gear, they've got weapons, they got this, they got that, and all Shredder can think about is his vendetta with the Turtles and Splinter. So he's not even listening to her. It's falling on deaf ears. And she's like, okay, fine, right? So she goes on her own and talks to the Turtles about maybe forming an alliance. Temporary alliance just to combat the Krang, just to get rid of this scouter ship, right? And they're wondering at this point, can we trust her? Now, Leonardo being the optimistic one, you know what I'm saying, because their track record with those two together, he's wondering if we can finally turn her over to our side, to the good side, right? And they consult Splinter with this, and he's like, trust your instincts. Basically, trust your instincts. And so they go along with it. They go along with it. Now everybody else is cool with it, which is totally understandable because, hey, it's Karai. She works with, she's with the Foot Clan. She's, and she's Shredder's daughter, but they don't know that. Apparently, they still haven't figured it out. That's one thing about this episode that I didn't get. How is it that they didn't figure this out yet? But then I thought about it after a while. They've had a lot of other stuff to deal with. Mutants, Krang, almost getting killed by Fish Face and Dog Pound in the last episode, and all this stuff, and the Maze and Baxter Stockman. They've had a lot on their plate, so I guess that was the last thing on their mind. Yeah, so Karai decides to get them, a missile launcher, a shoulder-length missile launcher. And they're wondering, how are you going to do that? Well, the thing is, Shredder's expecting a shipment of weapons soon, right? So, all she got to do is take it. And it seems like a foolproof plan, because all she wants to do is get rid of the Krang. She just wants to shoot down that scouter ship and find out what the Krang are up to. Whereas Shredder has his vendetta, and the Turtles are now thinking of, hey, maybe we can get the drop on Shredder finally, right? So we get the rocket launcher, we take down the Krang, we get the drop on Shredder. But that plan doesn't really go well. When they actually do try to get the drop on Shredder by using this really not elaborate but kind of ingenious thing by Donatello. It's like an electrified ball, like baseball, and it's kind of like an electro grenade. They want to shock Splinter, and shocking him through his metal suit. It'll electrify the suit. Next thing you know, yeah. So, after seeing what they're up to, because they don't, unbeknownst to her, she pushes Shredder out of the way of the electrical ball and saves him from getting shocked, right? And this was after the weapons have already been delivered. She's already planning on getting the launcher, and she shoots at the Turtles because you're like, hey, I thought you were my friend, Leo. I thought you were my friend. We were in this together, but you're worse than Shredder, or just as bad, because they had a secondary agenda, and I have to actually give it to Karai for this one, because her main focus was the Krang, right? Her main focus was the Krang. She only had one real agenda, and I thought from the get-go that she was gonna, tell the Shredder their plan and, get the drop on them. But no, she actually kept to her word, and but they didn't. So it kind of, so the script was kind of flipped on this one. On top of that, yes, they do finally get rid of the Krang ship, and something happens at the end, which is pretty interesting, because now Shredder is finally listening to his daughter instead of just letting it go by. So I'm asking myself, what are they gonna do now? What are they gonna do now? Krang, right now the Krang, they don't know yet that they're in trouble. Shredder's finally listening to Karai. And yeah, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen there? If you've seen the episode, which probably a lot of you already have by now, what do you think of the what did you think about the plan? What did you think about Karai's involvement in this episode? I really thought it was pretty cool. What do you think is going to happen next? Now that the Krang and the Shredder, I'm not going to sell too much because I've already spoiled it a lot. But whatever. Let me know in the comments below. And also, what do you expect to happen next? Are they gonna go with, do you think that they're gonna continue on with this part of the story, or are we gonna be, or there's gonna be another battle with the Krang or another mutant, or is everything now gonna be interlocked? Write the comments below, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, love, and never be normal.